perspective on some of the biggest sports stories of the week. And this week, there's been quite a number of them. Beginning here at home, yesterday, the sports minister was in Parliament to present government plans for the FIFA World Cup and also on the sports fund. And quite a number of them had a lot to say, especially regarding the sports fund. Several of them also dedicating several months of salary, and some of them contributing great ideas on how we can maintain the sports fund going forward. There were also comments on, of course, the FIFA World Cup and whether or not private sector should get involved to fly supporters to the competition. And so we will get into all of those issues. That has generated debate already online about the sheer number of people in America and Canada and why we don't need to spend resources sending supporters to to those two countries to support the Black Stars of Ghana. Of course, that has nothing to do with what Latina is doing. Of course, you want to go on your own. That is absolutely encouraged. But the conversation is about state-sponsored supporters to the World Cup. And so we will get into that particular conversation. We'll share with you what some of the people have been saying in Parliament, who has dedicated how much money to the sports fund. The sports minister himself has said he's contributing 2 months of his salary to the sports fund. The majority chief whip says he's contributing 3 months of his salary to the sports fund. Other MPs have made similar pledges, so we'll get into all of that. And also, coming up on the show, we will talk about and unpack the racism scandal involving Benfica's players and Vinicius Jr. in that match in midweek in the Champions League. That has caused a massive storm. And lots of fingers have been pointed at Vinicius and his provocative behavior. And there are others that have said that is pointing the fingers in the wrong direction. Where are you? Why are you pointing fingers at him when you should be pointing fingers at the perpetrators? So far, Benfica released a statement saying that from their evidence, they posted a video, or is it a picture? They said it is not possible that the Madrid players could have heard the Benfica player say the word monkey 3 times, like Kylian Mbappe is claiming, because they were too far away from the player at the time that he covered his map and said whatever he said. Or did he even speak at all? That's now a lot of the contention that Benfica are introducing into the scene. Jose Mourinho has also received a lot of flack from the general public for focusing and choosing to address Vinicius Jr.'s celebration instead of focusing on his own player. So we will get into that particular issue as well and look at some of the protocols and how we can combat racism, prevent some of these things from happening and recurring in the future. Because we are black people. We will all find ourselves in situations where we are the minority, where you could potentially be abused, especially in sport. Young players are listening to us. There are players listening to us who could potentially end up in those situations. It's important for us to have a large-scale conversation that addresses, all-encompassing, that addresses all the angles of this issue, how to act, how to react in these sort of situations. And then the last thing we will talk about is Arsenal. Because last week, after Sicho, Danike, and I got into it here about whether Arsenal were potentially panicking and were going to bottle the league, the people called us unprofessional, biased, and then they said, you know, that when it comes to Arsenal issues, we simply don't know how to be objective. Well, under no pressure, in midweek, Arsenal, under no pressure, from 2 goals up against the bottom place team, somehow gave it away, drawing 2-2. And now they will be under massive pressure. So we're back to that conversation. Are they really about to bottle the Premier League title again? That's all coming up here on the show. 055-111-1997. The show is live and interactive on social media. So send in your thoughts. I've received quite the message last week because I couldn't get into some of your messages last week. So apologies for that. This week, we'll get into them. Every single one of them. 055-111-1997. You're welcome to the show. Back. That sound, of course, from, I'm sure lots of people have been wondering, from Francesco Totti's last game as AS Roma player. And that was when he was being introduced. Semplicemente uno di noi, simply one of us. It's what that means in Italian. Anyway, Sicho Philip Achrim, Daniel Cranting, and Victor Achutamaklo are here. Guys, welcome to the show.
So what talk? Say what you speak Italian.
You speak Italian.
No, I'm trying to tell you that I know what that means. That's it.
I'm trying to say
That line or
That
every
line.
word.
Thank
No,
you.
you want
Every
to
word
say-
in
you want
there.
to say-
I know what every word in there means.
So you mean say you understand Italian?
Yeah. Huh?
Fantastical.
Numero 10.
Ah,
That should be easy to know, right?
Because you go learn that, he said that.
No. You hear numero. What does it mean?
number.
Thank you.
Number.
This one is common deductive reasoning.
Is that number 10?
Number 10, yeah. I mean,
I thought you say when it comes to languages.
You have the spirit of discernment.
Like if you talk.
please switch your microphone, guys. Fix it for me. I can't hear him well. Go on.
Yeah,
I
I have something for languages. Numero 10.
That's it.
10.
Number 10.
quick.
Easy, and it's easy to know because even the phrase semplicemente, you know that means simply, right?
Yeah.
Uno is what?
One.
Good. Of us. Uno di noi. See, it's easy if you pay attention.
Uno di noi.
That's right. One of us. Languages, they're all Latin languages. Italian, Spanish, English. So,
In English, yeah.
so there's so many similar French, so many similarities in the expressions.
But that's the extent of your Italian.
That's not the extent of it. I know a few phrases.
Why this guy be Milano boy?
I don't know.
Rome, ball for Rome.
I don't know. Danny K, how are you doing? How are you feeling after the events of midweek?
Calm.
Okay, thank you very much.
I'm far.
Zicho, within the week after the video, the whole weekend, the Arsenal fans spent it insulting us.
I'm far.
They said the two of us, we cannot be professional journalists and be saying the things we are saying about Arsenal.
Wait
But-
for the best.
But
Say, I'm far!
This is a very good afternoon. Mr. Wisdom Adonu.
Hey,
Actually, the uncle to my wife.
okay.
My sweetheart.
And your Sabute sent me a long passage.
Yes, last week he was listening. He's an Arsenal fan.
Uh-huh.
Say like you know, say I go be against Arsenal. You're gonna give in daughter to. I'm saying, say I'm
Guys, welcome to the show. We've got a lot to go through this week. Beginning with what happened in Parliament yesterday. You monitor proceedings, basically. Adams, the sports minister, was in Parliament to present an update on what's been happening in the sports sector. So basically, he focused on two things. One being our World Cup preparations, and two being the sports fan that has now been passed into an act, right? The bill is now an act. So he's basically giving updates and encourage a lot of his colleagues to contribute to it. And he started, he showed the way, let me put it that way, by saying that he was dedicating 2 months of his salary to the sports fan. And there were other people that also made similar pledges. I know that the majority chief whip also, that's Mr. Roxane Dafiamakpo, right? Also pledged 3 months of his salary to it. We also had other MPs pledging their monthly salaries to it. We had the MP, Honorable Dixon Chedja, also, he's board member of the Sports Fund, actually, also pledged to donate 1 month of his salary to it. and so those were some of the comments regarding the sports fund itself. But let's hear from Kofi Adams on the floor of Parliament.
Sport contributes approximately 2% to GDP in advanced economies. Globally, the sports industry exceeds USD 500 billion in value. Yet on our continent, sport contributes less than 0.5% to GDP in most countries. But because we have not yet built a financial system that match our ambition, the Ghana Sports Fund provides us that system. It creates a structured, transparent, and accountable framework to support infrastructure development, school and grassroots sports, elite athlete preparation, welfare systems, and recreation.
All right, so that's Kofi Adams yesterday on the floor of Parliament. Actually, we've gone through the sports fund before.
Yeah.
And you did a whole series on some of the big highlights from the sports fund. For those that probably may have missed it, just used about 5 minutes or so to unpack what exactly is contained in that sports fund, how people can access it, where they will get the money from, where we are right now, the regulatory framework for it in terms of governing board or administrator, all that stuff. Basically, because I don't think we've had time to really get into some of those details of the sports fund, because the public deserves to know what this fund is meant to do, what it can actually do, how much we target to raise, who's administering it, how much we're paying those people, and all of the other adjoining issues. Do you have the floor?
So we'll look first at the revenue sources for the fund. If you want to apply, how you apply, if you get bounced in layman's language, what the remedy processes are, and then a few notes. So for the revenue sources, there are up to about 9 of them. The first one is the allocations approved by parliaments. That will go specifically into the fund itself. Then you've got proceeds from special sports lotteries, grants, gifts, donations, sponsorships, and other voluntary contributions. The percentage of revenue tax from the sports betting companies, already. So that is one part that the ministry needs to clarify, because we know that already there was some 10% that was scrapped. The 20% that exists is in taxes that the betting companies pay directly to the state. It is not charged on your winnings or your stake. So the ministry needs to tell us how much of the...
It's charged on your stake, but taken from the betting companies.
Yes.
So it's not from you. You don't pay it.
Yes, the betting companies pay.
Pay that.
Yes.
So
the ministry...
The betting companies have to take 20%, give it to the government.
Yes. But the ministry needs to tell us the specific components in percentage terms of that will go into the fund.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So that if you take, for example, Betway, our partners, right? Yeah. If you take Betway, annually, what percentage of their tax obligation to the state will go into the sports fund, so that we know that this is how much we have to work with. At least we can peg it based on how much taxes Betway has been paying to the state over the year. So we can make projections and make some logical deductions and say, maybe if they pay $5 million annually, or they've been doing $5 million for the past 6 years, we can begin to plan around that figure and know what to expect from that. It also speaks about the percentage of support from international federations for local federations. So, for example, the GFA is affiliated to FIFA. If FIFA sends down any subventions or monies to the GFA,
which it does,
yes, a certain percentage of that is supposed to go into it. At this point that we've started operational,
6 million every 4-year period. So
at this point
we
that
want
we've
to collect
started,
some of that into the sports fund.
Yeah, but I'm saying that at this point that we've started operationalizing it, the ministry needs to have what specific percentage it has agreed with the GFA
or any federation.
We have to assume that must have been done.
You go through the source. I'll do the analysis later. You go to so wait. How does that read? How does that read? It says what?
Okay. Percentage of support from international federations for local federations.
Then that's it. So is FIFA forward money or World Athletics money to Ghana Athletics, any money they give them for what? For development purposes, for training purposes, for compensation purposes, which one?
Why?
That's what
I want to ask. Are you saying it's been agreed between the FA and the ministry? The ministry has suggested.
We have to
this is-
assume that.
No, this is a law now. This is the act.
We have to assume that they
So
have
this is what
those
they put in there.
conversations.
That's where they will get
Yes.
the sports fund from. So they
One of the
put
sources.
one of the
Yes.
sources exactly.
Right.
But
And,
that's
and
not-
see,
I
the
know,
context of this,
God, you have to account.
Yeah.
there has to be
Fine,
specific
yeah,
context for some of these things, right?
Go to
You
the
go on.
sources.
Because some of the amounts or some of the items may overlap, and you would understand as I go on.
All right.
It speaks about proceeds accruing from competition and tournaments. There you have it. So, for example, FIFA Club World Cup, if a Ghanaian club shows up there, or the FIFA World Cup that the Black Stars are going to participate in, that's the classic definition of competitions and tournaments. The monies that will come to the GFA, are you going to say that that is
No,
a reliable source?
You just
when we know
it
that.
says actually you just take
Okay,
and go.
okay, so-
it says that the part of the money for the sports fund will also come from monies we get from international
Competitions
competition
and tournaments.
So if we go to the World Cup, money will get from there. Some of it will go to sports fund.
Yes.
If we go to World Athletics Championship, we win any money there. Part of it, okay, cool.
will go into sports
on.
fund. Then it says gets proceeds from sports activities.
Okay, that's clear enough.
Percentage of proceeds from transfer of athletes in Ghana and of Ghanaian athletes abroad.
Now, pause. From Ghana,
Mm-hmm.
we know how the transfer fee is already distributed.
Yeah.
We know that some percentage goes to the FA. Galka also takes a percentage.
Yeah.
So now the sports fund will also take a percentage. That
Yeah.
is for players we transfer out of Ghana.
Yeah.
Now,
A percentage from where?
from the clubs, it's already happening. So if Kotoko sells a player to Al Ali, that transfer fee, the FA is entitled to a percentage. Galka is entitled to a percentage. It's been going on for
I know
years.
this
So I said then our sports fund says they will also take a percentage. That's clear.
from the
enough.
club.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what they're saying. But then they also say the second part from what international Ghanaian
Athletes
players abroad.
abroad.
That's where the issue is.
Yes.
So if Partey moves from Arsenal to Villarreal,
Semenyo's Man City move.
yes. So the sports fund says they will get some of the money from that. I'm wondering how they are going to do
Some of
that.
these things are English. I'm looking at the practicality of it.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
When it says that also going to take parts of the match day revenue, is it ticketing?
No, yeah, ticketing.
the
So
one
that's
that-
Is that
percent.
sports activities?
What-
Gates proceeds
From
sports activities.
so our
So
Ghana
much
Premier League
revenue.
games do
Yes,
get
yes,
proceeds from
yes,
part of
yes,
it.
yes.
Why the laugh?
Those ones are easier to implement because we already have a system implementing those. So when we
Which system?
Maybe the NSA gets a
I'm
percentage.
even
The Ghana Premier League, there are only 2 or 3 national venues
That-
that
yeah,
use it. I'm
that's
talking
true.
about the
The
ones in
private
Sudani and the
ones.
Yeah,
ones
how
in
you
Caroline.
get it?
Obama-
why
Almost every facility
every
is
facility
state-owned, though.
Yeah. So don't go there.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
almost every
yes, yes.
faci-
No.
almost every
No,
facility
no,
is
no,
state
no,
owned.
Relax. If
Get-
Hasbro goes to play in Aduana,
Hold on. Fisicho, what you are not.
They don't have
no,
facilities
Fisicho,
state-owned.
no, forget that part.
I'm saying-
guys, calm down.
We'll let
calm
him
down.
make the
Let's
case.
no. What I'm saying is
I want
that-
to understand.
No, what
case.
I'm saying is
Yeah.
that it is a law that doesn't take into consequence who owns the facility. So if you play a Ghana Premier, you don't organize the league yourself. You're not Ghana Premier League. The Ghana Premier League is an entity. You signed on to participate. And as part of that, they say when you play a game, there is a percentage of the revenue that must go into this. So, the why there? It's an look. We can have a hold on, Sijo. We can have an
Let's-
association.
let's
We can form our own association and implement some laws and say when you do this, we will deduct this amount of money. Like I think it's normal practice for me. Like those things happen
But
within
as for
associations.
the clubs there, they can't say no because they've been giving us As for the clubs, they then lock.
All right, so let's go on. So now
So
they
there
say
is that.
transfer
And then there
of
is-
Ghanaian players abroad and
Yes,
then
Gates proceeds from sports activities.
okay.
The financial gains of national athletes and Ghanaian athletes.
Now this is another issue: financial gain. So if Benjamin Azmati goes to run Diamond League, and Diamond League pays $50,000,
He has to give some to.
yes,
Charlie?
that's what they're saying.
Or Semenyo at the end of the year is earning, let's say, 12 million at City. He has to come and give some to the sports fund.
That's personal salary.
It's a financial gain.
Is a game.
How do you define financial gain?
And also,
So then, why is Adjamati's own?
I know your bonus and your salary. But also on just salary.
No, but if, no, he doesn't take salary. If he runs, and that's how he gets his money.
Fair point.
It's a
Go
fair
on, Achu, go on.
Percentage of proceeds accruing from certification of athletes, sports federations, sports professionals, sports clubs, sports equipment, and other sports logistics.
Okay. Certification.
Yeah, but
I
this
know
one
that-
they issued the certificate through the NSA.
The federations,
Uh-huh,
so they can
so
collect that money.
easily.
The certification of athletes, I think that is meant for the boxers.
Yeah.
I think that is meant
Yeah.
for the boxers because the Ghana Premier League certification is coming. What kind of certificate do they give
You only need Ghana card to get your
that is
license
it.
for the
So it's the I know what
It's the
what that
boxers,
is. The
yes.
boxers they need certification to fight.
Yeah.
So they pay money to GBA, and until now GBA just takes that money for themselves. Now I think they want a part of it.
percentage of taxes and import duties of commercial sports vendors.
To about Tom balls, you know. So AKA, excuse me, Decathlon.
Yes.
Hey,
The Decathlon and their friends.
today to do pay.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Charlie.
So
in other words-
so it says the import duties that they pay and the taxes that they pay, percentage of that.
Of that,
will go
okay.
into-
So we'll take
so
from
it's not an
GRA.
extra
No.
tax,
We'll
yeah.
go and take from GRA.
Fan day, the way they go check like every sports show for Ghana staff for pay some.
That is not done. Maybe it's inside.
Maybe they inside. Maybe they inside.
What's
we're
the
going to the
difference
last
about
one.
sports
Or
show?
like they do not identify as a political journalist.
No, seriously, if I were in that meeting, I would say they should add a line that says sponsorships of all sports shows.
Sports
in Ghana.
shows.
I come just go. So they go to Kumasi and
And
see.
Abuja sponsors BABU.
Why?
Oh yeah.
And also, no, but the point is they won't take from the sponsor. They'll take from you. So when you go for the sponsors, then they'll come and take from you.
So everybody will increase their rate card.
So you see, it's very smart too. So they are not taking like the sports vendors like this. They're not taking from the vendors. They're taking from GRA. GRA or GRA. So this one too, they can't take from multimedia game plan sponsors. They'll look at how much they've paid. They'll go to multimedia and say, give us 10%.
Quick. Open up now. Wait for the first camera. Alcohol phone.
And so go on. We'll
There
get
is
to
that.
it. She's
Then,
out.
no, I think we've got two. Proceeds accruing from investments of the fund.
All right.
So monies that
that's
are already
clear.
in the fund. That, yeah.
But they should do wise investment. We don't want DDEP on our sports fund. And also, yes,
Very important.
yes, because they'll collect the fund and say they've invested it, then the haircut will match
Haircuts,
the money.
Charlie.
Bonds, then
So that one is clear now, but we beg.
It's very
be
necessary.
wise about it.
Yeah. Any monies or properties that may in any manner become lawful, payable, and vested in the board of trustees for the fund.
All right.
So that's item.
So
N.
those are the sources. Go through. How do you access this money? If the money
So you
to get-
apply to. That's why I have a small.
I'm not care about your problem right now. How do we access the money?
Apply to the board. There is a board that has been set up.
Yes.
There's
an administrator of the fund, right?
Yeah, I'm trying
But
to
the
get.
fund has a governing board.
Yes.
So the administrator of the fund will have his own office full of
Yes.
administrators, accountants, and all these,
Exactly.
compliance.
So his
officers.
name is Dr. David Kofi Waku.
He's the administrator of the fund.
Yes.
Okay.
So he is the first administrator of the fund.
Okay.
So he's the man that if you want money from the sports fund, you write to him. His office will look into that, and then at the end of the day, they will make their decision.
Who can apply for the fund?
Oh, federations mostly. Athletes, of course, you can.
Individual athletes.
Yes.
So a
And
player.
you have to be in good standing.
Okay.
That means you are renewing your licenses
Regularly.
regularly. You are paying any monies that you are supposed to contribute to the NSA. And generally, you are in
dues.
good standing.
Okay. So I'm just asking this as a follow-up question. So
Yeah.
let's say, can a Ghanaian footballer apply for the fund and say, Charlie, my wife is about to give birth. I don't have money. So can someone in that sort of distress situation apply for the fund, or this is purely for sporting activities only?
No, you can.
Really?
Yes. But they have things they look out for. So anybody can apply. But the people they
even
have.
me.
Yeah. No, the sports athletes,
Somebody
federations,
like me wants to go
experts.
into pro tennis, I can apply.
Yeah.
Support.
So for example, maybe you've started organizing some community events, yeah, and you want the state's involvement. You can apply to them. However,
So the sports fund can sponsor Tumu Community Cup.
Can, but they won't.
However, they would look at first. So I want us to use a very practical example.
Yes.
They would look at how long you have been doing that, the level of involvement the NSA has in it, the GFA, because it's football, the tax components, and if you are making any financial contributions to the state in any form before you become eligible for that. So I don't want us to discourage anyone from applying. That's why I'm saying that you can apply, but they have the criteria that they are looking for, and it has to be directly tied to sports developments that goes beyond your interest.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of the people have to apply through the federation. So every sporting activity has a regulatory federation. You cannot go behind the federation to go and apply for the fund, because the federation has to be fully aware of what you're doing. And I think that has to be, for me, I think that has to be ratified, that every application must go through the federation so they can sign off. So an athlete doesn't come in and say, and go behind the back of Ghana Athletics and say, I need money for this. Athletics also to determine that indeed you need money for that. It has merits. But apart from needing money for that, they need to look at your career trajectory. It's not everybody. You can't be running, 11 seconds as a 28-year-old man in 100 meters and come and say they should give you money to go and support your career.
Why?
No. Because it's
because
it's no
as a 28-year-old man.
The
why is common sense. He's declined. Because we don't have time for this. We don't have time for this thing.
Keep quiet. Let's start. No, don't let me.
Because in the history of sport, no one has ever gone from 11 seconds at 28-year-old to running a winning time.
Always the first time. If you give him that fund and he finds the best coaches and he believes his ability and his fit, he can do it.
So
and Cristiano Ronaldo comes and apply for the fund. He's 40 years.
Your ship has sailed.
So it's the 4 categories: federations, athletes, ex-players, and any individual that the board can use their discretion to say this person qualifies to apply.
Okay.
Once you apply,
ex-players.
Yeah.
So they also want to know that they've said it before that they also want to use the money to be able to support ex-sports professionals.
Somebody be active. They can support him. Somebody
hold on. I'm coming. They said that they also want to. So, for example, we've had situations where ex-professionals have been or have become so distressed that they needed support. So, for example, even during the playing days, or just 2 seasons ago, we know the story of the Lagos City's goalkeeper who was terminally ill and desperately was in need of help. Individuals were contributing. The FA itself, through its own GFA Cares Foundation, contributed money. They're saying that the sports fund also exists for some of these purposes, and that if an individual, an ex-professional, active,
must pay dues.
Yes, active professional. If someone becomes in dire need of support of this nature, obviously through the federation, the GFA can determine that this player, his contract is not being enforced. We've done everything. The club isn't paying. The club itself has no money. He needs help. I mean, sure, the sports fund should be able to come.
Can sports broadcasters apply since it's a sports fund?
It's not. You belong to media. They say you
it's
are
a sports fund.
Yeah, but you are
Can a sports broadcaster apply that? I'm going for a sports program to enhance my knowledge. So the sports fund should fund me. It's a sports fund.
The enhancing of your knowledge, it will be to whose benefit? Hold on. It would be to whose benefit?
I'm a Ghanaian.
Yes, but
so personal benefit.
Yes.
No,
go and save money.
It's not a personal benefit.
Why, when you come back, are you working for the state?
Wait, hang on. See, don't go there. Don't go there. All these players that this sports fund, all that 2017 the sports fund, how many of them end up playing for the national team? Plenty of them will fall on the roadside. How many of them
really benefit? Hold on, Sicho. Hold on. Relax, Sicho. You said no, Sicho.
The simple explanation is that they will be directed to the association of their discipline.
Yes.
So GIBA, the independent broadcasters, or GJ or something. The same way if a doctor writes to them and says, oh, they want to pursue something about sports medicine,
physiotherapy,
they will tell you that go to the Ghana Medical Association and then let's reroute it there and then see if we have any programs at the ministry that can support that.
Yeah.
So they won't discourage you outright, but those things will be there. Then once that happens, they have 10 days. The administrator has 10 days to peruse the application and then respond to you in writing. If it's approved, If it is not approved, the administrator also has to state the reasons why that was not approved.
Okay.
Why then bounce you?
All right, cool.
If that happens, you have the option to write to the minister and seek an appeal that you don't understand why your application has been rejected and all of that. But I thought the person should first apply to the board.
Okay,
and then
that's your thinking.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, before we move on from this topic, I want quick thoughts on what your preliminary observations are, concerns, or whatever it is about this fund. Obviously, you already have some money going into it. Someone, in fact, last week, a bank, NIB, donated $100,000. So big shouts to them.
We encourage. We are CDs.
CDs. Did I say dollars? Sorry, CDs. 100,000 CDs.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. In fact, I think it was Samuel Uku, the Honourable Member of Parliament for Ekropong.
Yeah.
He said that he didn't have silver to contribute, nor gold, but he had ideas. And his idea is that
gave some very
he says individuals, individuals cannot sustain this fund. So he's calling on corporate Ghana to contribute as well. So big shouts to NIB, National Investment Bank, for taking the lead on
30
that.
seconds on this.
Cool.
I just want to know how much it is that the ministry thinks it is going to raise this year. Because of about 5 or 6 major events for sports. There is the World Cup. There is the Commonwealth Games. There is the Athletics Championships coming. Black Starlets, Black Princesses, and then Black Queens. All of these are capital events that will literally wipe out, under normal circumstances, the monies that is the sports budget, right, in the past. So we need to know.
Okay.
We need to know how much the ministry thinks it is going to make in its first year, and then so that we are able to situate some of these conversations within the right context of how much and the sort of preparations. Because the Commonwealth Games, for example, the GOC says they will need around $500,000 just to prepare athletes for the games.
When you read the act, does it give you the impression that the sole aim of it is to reach a point where they will be sponsoring every national team activity, including Black Stars?
It's part of it.
Okay.
It's not the sole. The sole aim is sports development.
I'm saying it's part of the purposes of the of the fund.
The sole aim is sports development.
Okay.
But they also indicated
that's part of development and promotion.
But I'm saying they also indicated that they wanted to end the practice of dipping money into the consolidated fund to take care of these national projects.
That's fair enough. Let me go around the table. Quick thoughts. Sisho,
No offense. I think I love the idea. The idea of the sports fund. It's been a long time coming. We've said this like
Esiama had a whole stakeholders meeting.
We've said. But now we live in a country when the base ideas are great. The implementation are always a problem. And again, listening to how we are looking at even drawing money into the fund, some of them are questionable, but of course those could be statements. But behind the statement, maybe they have proper frameworks or better explainers to them. So when we have the opportunity of meeting the sector minister or people in charge of the fund, we might be putting some of these questions to them.
We need the administrator here for a conversation.
We do.
Take Mustafa, no?
How do you?
I had a conversation with the minister. I had a conversation with the minister.
Okay.
One of the things I asked him was, what is the percentage you are looking at getting from athletes when they make money from representing the country in major competitions? He said he didn't have any percentage in mind. I also asked him about the transfer of players, as he mentioned. How do you intend to get that money? Do you want to liaise with the FA? Because part of the money already goes to the GFA and GAGA. He told me they don't have to go through the GFA to get the money.
Interesting.
Because the government is responsible for creating platforms for development of talents. So asking these sportsmen and women to also contribute to the fund, they don't necessarily have to go through the GFA.
But if you don't go through the GFA, you never see the paperwork. And the amounts, declaration. You will never know. How do you even know a player costs $100,000 if you don't go through the FA? Because the paperwork is all exchanged at that level. You can't go to Kotoko and with a cane and say, bring that. No, but if you go through, but if you go through the FA, all the contracts are lodged in the FIFA Connect system, so you can't lie.
Exactly. And in fact, when I mentioned,
I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Sicho, you go on and finish. So I was just saying that we needed the administrator for a conversation.
Yeah, a lot of questions. Look, like I said, we are in Ghana. A lot of ideas have been very well put forward. We've loved the ideas. It's just getting it done that becomes the problem, and so we need to firm it up. We need to also firm up the monies and how they are going to come. I don't agree with all the things that they listed in how they are going to get the money into the fund. I think I actually read some of them. I question many of those, but the general idea is what I like. So let's see how we are able to implement it in the end. Because once we do this well, it could be the very start.
Could be a game changer.
It could be. It really could be the game changer. It could facilitate sports infrastructure. And once you've got a fund like that, and you can estimate the amount of money you are making in a year, in a quarter, or what have you. You can even use it. You can tie some loans against the fund, get it, and quickly put up a wonderful edifice as a stadium, sports infrastructure. And as the money comes through the fund, you are paying it out, paying it out. Once it's transparent, all of us know what our money is doing, and then we see clearly what is on the ground. I think there is nobody, and that is why on the floor of Parliament, it wasn't even a debate. It was more or less very well accepted, and contributions
ideas
were coming in because everybody in the country, unless you be some way, that would be against it. But
I mean, the idea is not exactly new. The UK has it. They call it the UK Sports Fund, right? Actually, you've spoken about this a lot, and they allocate the money mostly through the UK lottery. That's where they get the money from. And they allocate funding through cycles, the same way the FIFA Forward allocates money to member associations through cycles, 4-year cycles. And I'm looking at the UK Sports Fund for the next 4-year cycle, £330 million for sports development. I've been covering the Winter Olympics. They are under pressure after the first 10 days of competition. They hadn't won a gold medal. And they were under a lot of pressure because UK Sports had given them £8 million to prepare for the cycle between Beijing 2022 and Milano Cortina 2026. And then for the first 10 days, they hadn't won a medal and everybody was under pressure. I think they actually got a couple of medals. So that's accountability. It's, to whom much is given, much is expected, obviously.
That's what it is. And those will be
million.
Yeah.
It's okay.
For winter athlete too.
No, that's why the people have every right to demand accountability.
That is true.
Yeah. You don't give them anything. You did it. Say he should have passed the baton. Go sleep for somewhere,
DK, your thoughts on this quickly?
No, I think Sicho has just spoken my mind. It's a very good idea, but there are still some things that you need to iron out. And when we have better explanation as to some of the things that Achu said, I think then we can make a more informed or give more informed opinions on it. But the idea makes too much sense. It's something we've called for a very long time, and we are happy it's here. But they need to quickly iron out some of these things and make it a bit more sustainable going forward. Because some of the things there are some like the athletics example you give me. I don't understand. If I was an athlete, I would not understand why I go and run and I get because those things are more of private things. The Diamond League. The Diamond League is not state funded. It's your individual ability and your individual links that will take you. You get there, you do, and they give you the money. And according to the wording of what Achu read out for us, then you have to give a percentage to it. It's some way. Then Sicho also has a very good question. So if Azamati is doing that, then that's Semenyo and Kudus and Iñaki, because they are collecting good money.
I think for them, I also understand that they will take it from the bonuses for every tournament.
That makes sense.
That will happen.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's simple.
Appearance fees, bonuses.
That makes sense.
Moving on, a percentage of that will go into the sports fund.
That makes sense.
For sure. That's what they're going to do.
That one makes sense because that one you are working for.
When they play for their clubs and they win trophies.
No, dear problem.
No. You see, the wedding was sporting revenue or something. The wedding was so general.
Yeah. Percentage of financial gains of national athletes and Ghanaian athletes.
Yes.
It doesn't specify that while competing for Ghana.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I'm telling you that
but
from conversations, it's
narrows it to
while competing. So, for example, appearance fees and bonuses specifically.
I also think what they can do is they conscientize athletes to just understand that it is our way of developing sports in the country.
Of course.
So the player can willingly decide that I'm going to donate like 100,000, 200,000 cities of
I'm
my
sure
money.
Captain General.
Mufta, what you forget is that when they are competing for Ghana, as for them, before the money gets there.
Oh no, no.
So it's not like they are going to give you and not ask you to bring.
I wanted to say something.
You see, most of these players or athletes, they already do stuff on the private side.
Yeah.
They already do stuff on the private side.
But we can't have that sort of approach to
no,
sports
that's what I'm saying. No,
it has to be centralized.
So the player can just get up and say, okay, this is my contribution to the fund. That's what I'm saying. Conscientizing people to own it.
I agree.
Just own it.
But see, I had understated the whole British thing, right? Look at this story, and this is crazy because it says Great Britain's winter sports governing bodies could be asked to work more closely together in a bid to make limited funding stretch further. And it says more than £25 million was invested across 7 different national associations covering 11 sports to prepare Team GB for these winter games in Milano Cortina. Now, the last line is where the kicker is. It says a medal range of 4 to 8 was set by UK Sport, with Team GB's 3 gold medals in Italy, leaving them just short of the lower end target. So they targeted 4 to 8 and they got 3. So because of that, no overhaul.
Charlie, a system that is working.
No, because the reason there will be question marks is that the monies are released based on a ranking system and the projections of who can finish where.
Yeah, it's very realistic. So if you go there, you go and
tell us that Muftau and Fent and Dana Cranton can deliver between 4 to 8 gold medals, and based on that plan, we gave you 4 years and £8 million to go and
so 25 million.
So if
Muftau and he doesn't deliver a medal,
he finished 6th.
Why come and explain why
the guy finished 6th?
Why me?
What you said did not materialize.
His best.
So overhaul. Anyway, so that's that. Mufti, hold on.
Oh,
Zicho, stop. You are being silly. What do you want to say?
What do you mean by me silly?
What do you want to say?
But the guy wants to say.
Yes, one Zicho says, stop. In his face, that's that thing that he does.
That thing that he does.
On the Kenya says, yeah.
Oh yeah, talk.
No, I don't say it.
Okay. You got to move down.
What I do want to talk about is that
he has been trying to say it too.
He has been trying to say it.
So you see how he first said, this thing I want to say, if I say it, but you have to say it. Then he waited,
then he said a sports fund. What we need now is money to come into the fund.
Yes.
And I am saying that, do you know that?
It's not do you know, he knows.
Yes, you know. You know very well. You know beyond double doubt. You know without any doubt or whatsoever. That if Captain General goes to the World Cup with this group, he, Captain General, will convince the entire team to bring their bonuses into the fund.
You're saying that?
You know.
Andre Ayew
this. Yes.
Has the capacity.
I'm telling you, know. I'm not the one saying
to convince all 26 players.
You know what I'm saying. You know.
Plus officials.
In that case, Captain General for the World Cup.
I'm saying, but if it doesn't go, only 1% to come.
Okay, so what I basically wanted to say is that you know the clubs already pay so much. That's a transfer of players. I think there should be a conversation with the Ghana Football Association on how to structure this.
Okay.
The ministry cannot just write to any club and ask them to send money. How will you even know this transfer?
The FA has to be involved.
The FA also has to be involved. On the athletes bit, in Kenya and Ethiopia, athletes pay 30% of their earnings to the federation.
They do. From their participation at the marathons and all these events,
They pay. So if you are asking our athletes in Ghana, Kenya and Ethiopia, they do better in terms of supporting them. If we...
guys. So let Muftau explain.
Yeah,
He's saying that in Kenya and Ethiopia, track and field athletes pay 30% of all their earnings to the federation.
Why?
Because the regulatory body feels responsible for their achievements, so they must contribute back.
It's not a feeling. They are very much involved.
That is true.
Because they do.
You are using the fruit there to justify the route over here.
But it's not with. Hold on. I don't think it's out of place, for example, for our federations to feel like they deserve some part of that money. So, for example, Ghana Athletics, if they decide that.
Oh, they do a lot. I'm just saying that across board
that's what
here, across board here, it's not the same as Kenya. It's not new. I'm just saying that the involvement of their national federations in the athletes is more pronounced than here.
So if they give us the money, we also get more involved.
Yeah,
that's how we have to do better in terms of how we support our athletes.
Okay, that's fair.
And then the final point I just want to mention is the fact that I think the administrator, if you read the act, his powers are so huge. He has 10 days to respond. He can decide to give you or not give you. You can appeal within 30 days. If you don't get it, you go to the minister. Charlie, if he doesn't like you or you're the infight, if he decide that, we'll get. So I was thinking that is there a way that there can be an oversight on the administrator?
But the minister is the oversight.
No.
He
will draft the reasons why you've not got it.
He's talking about the determination of the decision to give or not. That he's trying to say that it shouldn't be left in the hands of just one administrator. But at the moment,
no, it's the office, not the person. That's what we need to understand. It's the office. He doesn't work alone. So he has a team that would obviously he's responsible for the decisions that the office takes. Yeah. But the office will look at the merits of your application.
And you'll have competent people.
Yes, and then they will determine that.
He was the
minister.
The act said that he can get a team to work with. That's what the act is saying. But the buck stops with the administrator.
Of course.
I'm coming. If you submit a request to FENTU, right, and I have to act on it, I have acted on it, but FENTU has the final say on whether you get or you will not get.
Yes, that's his job.
So if FENTU decides that you are not going to get, then we decide that, okay, we are going to go to FIFI. FENTU is the person who there are reasons why you will not get.
But the reasons why you won't get, I'm sure, will be in the response to you.
Yeah, exactly. So if it is spelled out, then FENTU writes why he thinks you will not get. FENTU's biases can influence whether FIFI will agree that you should get or you will not get.
Guys, calm down. Hold on. Muftau is raising a point that I think some of us disagree with. So basically, Muftau, I get your point 100%. However, I think that my view is this, that in every dispensation, the buck always stops with someone.
Yes.
Exactly. So you only have to trust that he will be professional.
That's the point.
So so as for the biases, because even here at Multimedia, employment, ultimately the buck stops with somebody. You can't say, I don't want you.
No, Muftau works.
So as for that one,
to jail.
No. So I think your point out. But I think ultimately,
the minister will say
every department is the same.
Then jail will say, then say that one.
But the administrator is the office of the administration, it's not one person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's
also ultimately, whatever reasons he puts in writing can be interrogated by the minister when you exercise the option.
And then ultimately the board, because if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
There has to be, the justification has to be strong enough. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. I think that exhausts that particular topic. But then after Kofi Adams' presentation, he also spoke about the World Cup and how we are going to USA, Canada, and Mexico. And it prompted this response from former sports minister and majority leader, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Boku, Mahama Ayaraga.
We all know that the team alone cannot just go and then participate and come back. The team does well based on a certain atmosphere. And so there's a need to create an enabling atmosphere in the country where the team is participating in the tournament for them to be able to deliver. It might even be necessary to support our supporters unions to go there. But the Commission's report says state funds should not be used for such activities because of the abuses that we saw in the past. So we have to resort to raising funds through other channels to be able to support the Black Stars, create an atmosphere in the various stadiums where they will be playing in order to spur them on.
All right, so that's the Honourable Member of Parliament for Bawku Central, Majority Leader Mahama Ayarga there. He was Sports Minister when we reached the AFCON final in 2015 in Equatorial Guinea. And so he would know what he's talking about, or maybe not. He says basically that, you know, the state has to get involved to send organized supporters to the World Cup. Now, obviously, he said, and let's be fair to him, that he wants private sponsorship. He wants corporate Ghana to get involved to raise money for this. And that's not the first time. This practice has been going on for years. We always say that we're looking for private sponsorship to take the funds to the tournament. And we always get money from corporate Ghana, to the point where supporters had to do a demonstration in Cote d'Ivoire over unpaid per diems. You know, they did a whole press conference.
They rather received it, and there were some concerns about some people not getting.
That was the purpose of the press conference.
Yes. And they said they all got.
Okay. Anyway, guys, quick thoughts on this. I mean, it's generated conversation online. I don't know what the fuss is all about because it's not new, but people are saying, I think it's probably from a distrust of the system that they say they're getting the money from corporate Ghana.
So let's deal with that matter.
Okay.
You see, separate the issues. Don't generalize it.
Yes.
We know there are flaws in the way we send fans to go and support the Black Stars. Sometimes politicians hijack it.
Yes.
And then they bring in their people to come and wear but also the supporters groups, when they bring their people together and they go and support the Black Stars, it is nicer, it is better that way. Look, I was in Qatar. I saw Ghanaians, my fellow Ghanaians, insulting Mabaraman
before the game.
I saw my fellow Ghanaians.
Even during the game.
During the game.
Even before the game. That's worse. During the game, maybe he might have done something and they are emotional.
It was the warm up. During the warm up.
During the warm up, my fellow Ghanaians, they were insulting Mabaraman. These were supporters in the stadium who were there, whether via government or via private or themselves. But the supporters union were singing his name. Do you see the difference? We are all Ghanaians, but some people are there for a particular purpose.
To support.
Their job is to support them, whether we are losing 5-0 or 2-0. If you and I go and sit in the stands as
they
fans,
barely even watch the game.
Sure.
No, they are there to generate an atmosphere to aid the boys on. Let's not downplay the job they do in tournaments. And most countries have these things. I'm saying that when we were playing the qualifiers, the supporters group, they were here support. Look, that's what I don't want to hear. That in Ghana, in Canada, there are many in Canada and US, there are many Ghanaians there. So they should go and support the Black Stars. Okay. When they play the qualifiers, those people, did they flag down to Ghana to come and support the Black Stars? It was the supporters union who went to support the Black Stars with the hope that when they qualify, they'll also go to the tournament. If you're a football fan, one of the biggest things you want to have is to be able to watch your country in an international tournament.
Yeah.
There is nothing that can replace that feeling as a football fan. Watching your country play in an international tournament. Then this guy supports look, when under 17 are playing and the stadium is empty, they are there. Away or home, they are there. Under 20, the same. U23, you don't go and support U23 when they are playing. When the women are playing U17, they are there. U20, they are there. Black Queens, even the queens that you don't go and support, they are there. A tournament is now around the corner. All of a sudden, you know that there are Ghanaians in USA and there are Ghanaians in
Canada.
Those of us who work here in Ghana, it's our taxpayers' money that is used to fund the Black Stars, not those working in USA, Canada, and Mexico. So if you are going to the World Cup, and then in Parliament they are saying that let's raise funds from corporate Ghana or private sector and use it to get some funds to go and support the Black Stars. Why are we making noise on social media that it's unheard of? We shouldn't do it because there are Ghanaians in Mexico, Canada, and then USA. It's neither here nor there. For me, the supporters group, they have to be there. They add color, they add storylines.
They really do.
They motivate the
boys. That you can't take away from
I don't have
that even all the people in Boston or in Philly,
They
don't even.
Who told you they have money to buy tickets?
On top of that, I don't even know if they have drums and they have all these things to. But the drums you need.
Yeah.
Who told you? Who told you?
The whole world is complaining about the cost of the tickets. And you are telling me that Ghanaians over there in their thousands,
they get plenty money to buy tickets.
You are guaranteed that they will go and buy tickets for 3 games and go and watch.
I'll show you a message. Somebody, some guys in USA that I know, once sent me a message. Say if I go free run tickets for Ghana, you want England Ghana. That's the USA.
Yes.
Oh, I've gotten plenty of such messages.
In the USA. So why are you sounding as if sending fans from Ghana, which is not government money?
It's not taxpayers' money.
It's not taxpayers' money.
If we can guarantee that it's not taxpayers' money,
see,
that's what I think. That's where the people have.
No. So we can have that conversation.
This is not even a conversation to have. It's the corporate Ghana. It's their money. Why are we talking about how they should spend their money? Are you going to tell a private institution how this is? If government goes and they say we want this amount of money to fly fans, and I'm a telecom company, I say I'll give you 2 million. You fans know what can you do about it? If your money,
that was what happened in Cote d'Ivoire.
If Fentio decides that he wants to fly and in Qatar, Danike to go and do something, why is that? Why is it?
How about no? Hold on. How about this question of who deserves to go, who doesn't deserve to go?
The supporter groups.
But they are organized.
They are organized.
They will decide supporters group. They are organized.
They know
everybody. Hold on.
They have a president.
I know
Can
that.
anyone in good conscience set aside these people that have sacrificed their lives, their routines, to be following not just the Black Stars,
all the national teams
across?
We should set them aside.
So if we are flying, if we are flying 1,000 supporters, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are you saying that there is a guarantee that all 1,000 of them belong to these supporters unions?
No, it doesn't have to be.
So the rest of the list, how can people get there? Do I have hold on? Do I have an equal chance of getting in?
What equal chance?
What equal chance?
What equal chance?
Hold on. Don't.
Wait. First of all,
let's.
Among all
it's
of
private funds.
Yes.
I understand that, but the private funds were not raised in vacuum. They were raised with the purpose of sending Ghanaian fans.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that, granted, that a lot of them will be the organized groups who have proven, like Sicho said, and have sacrificed throughout the qualifying periods over the years, following the national teams around. So they deserve to be there. And I said, correct on that. But I'm saying that if we all agree that the 1,000 fans we want to send there, not all of them will be members.
We don't all agree.
No, we'll give the slots to the supporters groups. If there's some left, then now I'll be your wildness. Because it's not your money.
No, but you see why? You don't have a no. You see why our politicians will always have a nice way of telling you that the whole country was represented, because what you are saying is the reason why they will tell our MPs that, Charlie, we have some slots, so bring 2 people from your constituency. Bring 2. If every MP in Parliament brings 2 people from their constituency, take them to the
whole Ghana.
The entire country is being represented.
So what be your issue?
So what be your issue?
Where you know be your money too? You know my money.
We go get somebody from Tumu where we go. It doesn't have to be you.
Your uncle said go give the goods to Keti.
Quick, Mufta. So you're saying let's raise funds, let's send the fans.
When it comes to the fans, they shoot. But
we only have an issue if they are using my money. That one me to go some.
The world has never been fair. These MPs will always find opportunities. Ministers will find opportunities for their people to go. If they create it for them, it's fair.
It represents the entire country. Some people from the north, some people from wherever, people from my hometown, Peje, some of them will get select.
Esicho, the Jamefek Commission actually backed taking supporters to tournaments.
Yes, that's one side nobody talks about.
It is there. So why is it a problem? Why we run a helter skelter?
They say people in the USA, so they should say, what are you saying?
Fair enough.
People in the USA, they pay tax for here.
They have entities here that pay tax.
Which entities?
Some of them have business
regularly.
No.
Regularly,
their business are here in Ghana, so it's the business here in Ghana that are paying taxes.
That's what
but the job that they do for them,
wait. Don't
mix it.
I want to ask a simple question.
Why my business is not me?
So
if my business, if I shut down the business, will you get a tax?
Your business, where is your operating? It's operating in Ghana.
Yes, and it's paying tax, so I can say I'm paying tax.
Paying
so you are, Oh, guys, hold on. So you are saying that if I have a business and the business is paying tax, I can't say I'm paying tax. What?
You are paying tax.
Thank you.
Huh?
You are paying tax.
Your salary. Friends, it's not even you because you cannot be held responsible for the business action.
Well, I don't understand.
No, I can't. Be.
you said
If I say I won't do it again.
I'm saying that there are cases like that, but generally, the business is treated as a separate entity from it.
wait,
Yes,
no, I want to
but it
understand the
doesn't
question.
mean that you
Taib.
are not contributing tax simply because you are not here. That's
Wait,
all I'm trying
you
to
are
say.
saying that if you
That
live in-
I understand you.
No, friends,
There are
friends.
different. Hold on. There are different sources of taxes.
I'm saying
So
that,
you are
no,
saying
I
his
want to
personal
understand
income
you.
tax is not paying here. That
If
doesn't
you are-
mean that he's not paying another
Wait,
tax.
if you are not living in Ghana,
average
It's a
business
business
tax
is paying.
No, take it easy. Take it easy.
No,
Is it all of them who pay? Is it all of them who have businesses in Ghana? that
no,
pay?
Absolutely.
Tayu, no, I need to understand the thing. Tayu,
Yes.
are you saying that if you are the one not living in Ghana, but you have a business operational in Ghana, is that what you are saying?
Yes.
Yes.
And then he's paying tax.
No,
I'm
you are
really
based on
shocked.
that.
I don't know why this
I'm
is-
saying that the business is operating in Ghana. Your workers are very likely to be operating from Ghana. So the business is here. So to pay tax here, that one is no brainer.
Yeah, but he's
I'm
paying
saying the average workforce is not a business owner. Right? So averagely, when we pay our taxes from where we work, we pay to the states.
Yeah.
But see,
And I'm saying-
that's also where you get it wrong. The average workforce here,
Yeah.
it's not the same as the average workforce there. What we know about people who live abroad is that a lot of them slave there in order to own businesses here. That's also a fact. The average number of
It's
people.
not plenty more.
It's not plenty. It's
No,
not
no,
plenty.
no.
That's
Only
only
business-
business. Only business and no child.
Send the
But, yeah,
Really
but
hear the ta-
exactly.
You
But
heard
on,
that.
Oh,
I did it.
only business and no child like
but
that.
on the average, I'm trying to say that on the
It be some
average-
people, be hard guys, be.
Yeah.
But more of them they work
all
with
I'm
some way.
saying is that a generic statement that the people who live abroad don't pay taxes here simply because they don't pay their PIT.
They are in
to
the
us
minority.
is
Oh,
not
are you saying those who live in abroad, we have more taxpayers there than those who are here in Ghana or what?
obviously not.
Absolutely.
But one
That's the point.
taxpayer,
That's-
hold on, but one taxpayer is not more important than another taxpayer.
Friends, we can't.
Oh,
Can we
you
can't
can't-
say that.
Perfect.
No, let's look at it this way, right? Okay, we will take our supporters there. Those over there who also want to come and support, they are welcome. They should come and
Of
support
course.
us.
As always. So when you're playing the qualifiers, you need.
All right, this is Game Plan on 99.7 Joe FM. Thanks for staying with us. Your messages are welcome on 0551 111997, 0551 111997. It's time to get rewarded as the next big sports betting influencer with Betway. Place bets and share your codes with friends, fans, and followers. If they place bets using your code, you earn 4% of their wager. And it doesn't matter whether it's a win or loss. If they bet with your code, you earn 4% cash of their wager amount. This means the more people bet with your code, the more you earn. Start betting today, sharing and winning with Bet Influencer exclusive to Betway. Betway, of course. Bet the responsible way. Betway, get way more. All right, guys, we've got two more things to get through. One, Vinicius Junior, Jose Mourinho, Benfica. Where are we, Danny K? Where are we with that? So obviously, Vinicius Junior was it Tuesday?
No, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
That game was Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Sorry.
Scored a brilliant goal against Benfica. And then went to celebrate around the corner flag with a dance move. Eventually, yeah. And then later he said that he was racially abused by the Benfica Argentine player. And then the game was stopped per protocol for around 11 minutes before it was resumed. And then the aftermath of it was what really created the headlines. Jose Mourinho blamed Vinicius Junior for his celebration, but essentially saying that he was calling for it. And not a lot of people loved that at all. And Kylian Mbappe and co were all asked after the game what specifically they had. He said Mbappe said he heard Cristiano call Vinicius Junior monkey 3 times. Five times now. Benfica released a statement with a photo to say that the Real Madrid players were too far away from the player to have heard the word monkey 5 times. So essentially, the Real Madrid players are lying. Obviously, we know that investigations have been launched into the matter as things stand. But it's been quite the last few days on this matter. Sicho, where do you stand on this? I don't know.
No, really. Because racism is not a football thing. It's a cultural thing. Mm-hmm. Football is so popular and many people consume the sport. So it's almost become the tool that everybody is thinking should be fighting racism. Mm-hmm. But it starts in the homes. It starts in the classrooms. It starts in the society, even before these few people get into the stadium. Mm-hmm. So football might not necessarily be the avenue to use to eradicate it. Maybe started from home, started from the society, started from the classroom, and that's the start. But on the matter itself, look, I don't think Vinicius Junior was necessarily provoking the fans, as maybe some quarters have made it sound. He scored a goal. It's away from home, and if you know how seat allocations are done, especially in big stadiums in Europe, normally the away fans are somewhere up there, somewhere in some corner. So all around you on the pitch is your away fan, the home fans that you are playing against. So it didn't matter where Vinicius Junior was going to celebrate, right? He was always going to be doing it in front of predominantly Benfica fans. He gets to the flag, he dances. It's not the first time he's dancing. In fact, some of the most iconic celebrations in the history of the sport have been dance moves. You remember Asamoah Gyan's famous dance move, even in the game against Germany, when he played for Sunderland, Roger Miller's dance move. Like, they are iconic, right? And so then Vinicius Junior does it, and they start throwing things at him even before his teammates get to him. So the fans were already, raging at Vinicius Junior. The ones that happens, really comes, the whole team gets there. Vinicius points at his back. It's not the first time any player has pointed at his back. So referee finds that act of pointing to the name on the back of his shirt as provoking the fans, and per the rules, if you are inciting the fans, you can't be booked. I don't think he was inciting the fans, to be honest. I thought the fans were already outraged before Vinicius Junior even got the goal. But then Cristiano goes on to cover his mouth, and according to Vinicius Junior, he heard him call him what he says he called him. So he ran straight to the referee to complain, as protocol demands. Referee does the right thing. But it's Mbappe who backs it up. That adds more flesh to what Vinicius Junior has said. But look, I feel miserably sorry for UEFA, because it's an impossible case. It's an impossible case, because for the first point, if you're not saying something bad, you're not covering your mouth. There's no point. Why are you covering your mouth if you're not hiding anything? So it suggests the player indeed says something bad. But there are 1,001 bad things you can say to a human being without necessarily racially abusing the person. But Vinicius Junior is specific about saying the player racially abused him. But the player has quickly come out to deny that is what he said. Then the club and the manager have gone on to back the player that he indeed did not say what Vinicius Junior claims he said. So what is UEFA going to do?
Because the question though is, why did he stop short of saying what he said?
So that is a fair question.
Yeah,
that's a fair question.
He only came to say that he didn't say what Vinicius thought he heard.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Fair enough. But why did you stop short of telling us what you said?
Because it might have been. I'm not here now. Here's the thing. This world right now, all of you are some way. I'm answering the question.
Be careful.
You can tell me that I'm defending racist. I'm not. I'm bringing nuance. I'm bringing nuance.
Fair.
So let's get it. The player might not necessarily have written what he said when he was denying that he didn't say what Vinny said he said, because he might not maybe have said the nicest thing. Imagine that I'm playing football with Danny K. Danny K has scored a goal, and I'm insulting Danny K's mother. Look, I'm insulting Danny K's mother in this part of the world. When you do that, it's terrible. It's a big deal. It's terrible. So if I'm insulting Danny K's mother, I can come in my mouth and insult the case mother. It doesn't mean I'll be comfortable to come and write and tell you that I insulted the case mother.
Fair.
So that's why I initially said that the player might have covered his mouth to say 1,001 and nasty things about Vinicius Jr. It might not have been racial. Okay. But it's Vini and Mbappe's words now against Prestiani's word. So how does UEFA solve the matter? Because certainly there is no audio. There you cannot lip read him. And the player has said that Mankasa. The club is saying we are backing our player, and the Real Madrid players are lying. So it's a very, very. The reason I say this is I don't want UEFA to make a judgment, and then Toward will say they are backing racism. Because here's the thing: if indeed the player didn't say it, then when you punish him, you are probably throwing a young career into the woods. If indeed he didn't say it, and to prove, because racism is a massive issue, to punish somebody for racism would be for you to prove it beyond reasonable doubt that the person had said it. So UEFA are in a difficult place right now, and let's wait and see what maybe they have a way of finding out what the player said. But from what we saw on TV, it's almost impossible to have known from where we were or where everyone else was, or to
reasonable doubt
that is indeed what the player said. Again,
so it's your word against my word.
It's your word against my word, and what's UEFA going to do? And like I said, you can. Why, if you are not saying something awful, why are you covering your mouth?
I've seen other people argue that the players do that all the time.
Cover their mouth and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you can say 1,001 nasty things about a fellow player, which will get a pass, but when it crosses the line to be racial, then the line is drawn. So the player can say, when he is called by UEFA, that I indeed insulted Vini, I indeed said something nasty about Vini, and this is what I said, but I never racially abused him. What is UEFA going to do? So it's a very tough, difficult. But there were fans in the stadium doing the monkey gestures. That one, we've seen videos on social media. As for that one, it is easy. You can do it.
Find those two.
In fact, Benfica should be the first to say those fans are banned forever from entering the stadium. Once they do that and hand them over to the appropriate, agencies to deal with them, the Benfica have done their part. But it's the Mbappe and the Benfica Prestiani's issue that is incredibly tough, really, really tough. And again, if you're not saying something nasty, why you cover your mouth? But it doesn't also mean it was racial.
It's a tough situation. I mean, what does UEFA do now? You're investigating, but surely there is no way of telling what he said.
At least for starters, I think they should summon Benfica. Let's put the Vinicius one aside, the Vinicius Prestiani one aside, the fans.
Yeah.
That one was clear. What is Benfica doing about it? What is UEFA doing about it? As for the Prestiani thing, it will take a while before they conclude on the investigation, because now you need to invite players,
teammates, everybody,
whether Zoom, sit down, analyze. It's a lot of work. But with the fans, the videos are there. It's clear, very clear. You can identify one or two people and sanction them. I don't know whether racism is a criminal offense in Portugal. So then we can really talk from the football side. So then the club and UEFA can do something about it. So they should go ahead and quickly do it. I don't see why that is delayed. And the funny thing is that since the Benfica statement about the distance between the players, they've not released anything else on the matter. But what I want to quickly touch on, and again, to use your words, nobody over here will be idiot to support race. It's 100%. It's 100%.
Yeah.
We don't support it, but we are trying to bring nuance. After the game, when the press conferences began, the conversation had spiraled. It had gone beyond Vinicius and Prestiani. It had gone beyond the fans. Benfica as an institution was now being tagged. Portugal as a country was now being tagged. So no matter who you are, if you are going to sit in the press conference to address the matter, I think it's very natural to sit in defense of the institution that you represent and the country that you represent. Again, the press conference is there in full. I think it was very disingenuous by Legacy Media, and we saw what they did. Pick certain Mourinho responses and put them together to make it look like he was suggesting. But there were specific questions he was answering in the press conference. He addressed the Vinicius incident. He addressed then they asked him about Vinicius's character and whether the celebration, he thought the celebration was provocative. The referee gave the guy a yellow card. There were videos that looked like Rudiger was apologizing to the Benfica fans. So then, me personally too, I thought that, Charlie, this thing is too much. When the yellow card came, especially after the referee had given me a warning, he continued to show his jersey. You can argue, but it's all down to discretion. How you view it is not how I view. But at the end of the day, it's the referee's discretion that matters, and he gave him a yellow card. So I don't think because Mourinho has celebrated wildly in the past, he can't give his opinion. In fact, he's the best person to tell us what is a provocative celebration, or not. And he said he thought it was, but that answer wasn't to justify what had happened. And I think that's where we need to be very careful how we consume these things. Typical example, Partey's charges. Okay, we're all Ghanaians. Partey's charges. He's an international figure in the Premier League. He was a big rep of Ghana. If somebody, now another Ghanaian somewhere, maybe in some entertainment field, goes to another allegation is put on that person, and now people outside are saying that Ghanaian men are like this, are you telling me you will not defend it? You will. You have no other choice but to defend it.
Because you are defending their act.
It doesn't mean you are defending the act, but you have to defend the country, because it's not everybody in the country. In fact, the mass majority of the men in this country are not like that.
So you're saying that was the position in which Jose found himself?
Yes, and he had to. And there's a reason why his people are not going against him. There's a reason why the Portuguese are not angry with him and Benfica are not angry with him, because they will have to defend it. And we also need to remember that, again, nuance, it is still an allegation. Okay? It's still an allegation. And Mourinho said something very key. He said he had spoken to both players. Vinicius had told him what he said, Prestiani said. And Prestiani also told him that he didn't say that. So, how is he now going to come to sit in the press conference
and pick a side?
There was no way he would have won in this situation. And when there's no way you can win as a whole, you would rather win with your people than win on the outsiders. And then finally, the matter is hard.
So it's tough.
It's tough. It's very, very tough.
Especially for UEFA.
For UEFA, that's what I'm talking about. But you see what? You remember the 2011 Suarez incident with Evra?
Yes.
When the thing happened, the following what Liverpool went do, they printed T-shirt that they support. They released a statement they support their player. Even after the FA found him guilty, till today Suarez still denies it. He says he didn't say it. Evra said he said it. Suarez said he didn't say it. But at least we had an investigation, and they employed lip readers and things, and they were able to get to the bottom of it. So Suarez's word right now doesn't mean anything, because the experts looked at certain things. They brought Spanish lip readers. They invited players. I think it took years. I think it took like 2 or 3 years.
It was a long
before they got to the bottom of it. But there was an investigation, and now when we look back on the matter, generally we can say Suarez was guilty because a proper investigation happened. It is very difficult from a UEFA point of view, and in fact a footballing point of view, and I'm saying it in that press conference. If we all went and you can condemn the incident, which we are all doing, it is wrong. Racial abuse is wrong. But if the player is vehemently denying it, and one player, in fact 2 players from Real Madrid are saying they heard it, Vinicius went to report, Mbappe said he heard it 5 times. If that is happening,
but you see, The 5 times 2, that's a lot too.
Because what time did you start? Well, just now, one too.
If I even use it, if I want to call you, I cover my mouth. John.
That's the only way. 5. It be quick.
Okay.
They talk on quick.
And if you're saying it's quick to you, then means I go feel hear something else.
No. The more you say, the more
it's
the clearer. Yeah. The clearer. The clearer it becomes.
You go hear Jo. If Joe means another, if Joe means another thing in another language, that's just by the way. That's by the way.
I want to go.
Just let me just quickly end. Mine is we need to be careful how we address these things. It is easy to come out and condemn the thing. And it is the best opportunity when things like this happen. You come out, you educate, you condemn. But especially on me, I'm afraid for especially in the space we find ourselves in, the world, the society today. It will be very some way if you come out and start condemning somebody when an investigation hasn't happened. Like that's. No matter how bad the allegation is, we cannot put our arms around Vinicius, which I think we should, because he deserves that. He heard it. He feels aggrieved. We should do that. But on the other side, that everybody Benfica is bad. This thing is. I think it's
so
for now.
The generalization has to stop.
He has to stop.
Actually, I don't know. I want you to focus on the
Vinicius.
Yes, exactly. Because too many people.
That is where I want to go.
Okay, good. You have about 4 minutes.
I think that we have become a very weak, excessively sensitive society, to the extent that we get offended by the least things that are not remotely offensive. We get offended by them. We are encouraging people to be silly inside stadiums, and we have promulgated laws to protect those silly acts whilst severely punishing the victims of that silliness. And we expect that people need to just suck up to it and get on with it. Because
why are you going with this?
Because it is journalists who are doing it, because it is football fans who are doing it. Footballers get abused all the time in stadiums, but the regulations always ask players to just live with it. Players get insulted all the time. They don't complain. The last Manchester derby, Phil Foden's mother was insulted. United fans were chanting and singing it the whole time. Phil Foden did not complain. He didn't like it, but it happens everywhere, and players get used to. In fact, sometimes the abuse will come from your opponents. You get me? They will insult each other, competitive spirit, but within reasonable confines. Players just live with it. However, what football fans don't want is a player who stands up to them, who shows you that I don't care about what you are doing. So he celebrates or he claps sarcastically and says, that behavior is what we punish footballers for. So when Vinicius gets heckled a few times and he gets up and he sarcastically claps at the player or at the fans, we say he is look, the only reason Vinicius gets the sort of abuse he gets is his skin color. Because I'm telling you, we have watched far more provocative players. They got to a point where when I watched Diego Costa, I could boil. But that kind of irritation, you live with it. As a football fan, you don't like it. If you play for your football club, you enjoy it. If you play for the opponent, you don't like it. But it ends there. Diego Costa. What did Diego Costa not do in the game? Did he get as much abuse as Vinicius gets? Jamie Vardy. All of the Luis Suarez.
Vardy be a good guy.
In my life, I have never seen a footballer as despicable as Luis Suarez.
Let's be honest. Add Zlatan. If Zlatan was black,
the stuff was Suarez beat 3 different people in 3 different competitions and still walked as if he was a saint. Nobody was throwing bottles at him in stadiums. Tuesday, what did Vinicius do that provoked the Benfica fans? Excuse my language, but those are imbeciles. Let's not tolerate it. They started throwing the bottles even before Vinicius got there and started dancing. Now let me talk about the referee and the 2 players and Jose Mourinho's hypocrisy. Before Vinicius got there, they started throwing the bottles. So at what point did Vinicius provoke the fans? By scoring the goal or by what?
By running towards them.
Look, see, sometimes we watch football. Let's not pretend.
No, he said they started throwing before he got there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, they saw him coming. Yeah.
Let's not pretend we don't watch football. These days, the stadium architecture and the way tickets are issued is done such that the away teams are pushed to the upper terrace.
Yeah.
So in 9 out of 10 stadiums,
it didn't matter where he celebrated.
You celebrate in front of. So where do you want the boy to celebrate?
And this is where Crystal Palace fans were sitting yesterday for their game. It's like two stadiums almost together, and we're sitting in the stands of the second stadium behind the main stadium. I'm not joking.
To watch the game. And you see the whole Vinicius dance. No, it was half a second though. And we say that people are offended by that. So it is within the referee's rights to show him a yellow card.
It's the fact that they
what kind of nonsense
is that? Celebration is provocative.
Look, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I find that one hard.
We are too sensitive.
Anyone that says that his behavior was provocative, I don't agree.
J-Links. Jesse Lingard in front of at the Emirates, the creep walk and all of those dances that he was doing. Can Arsenal fans then say that we are also offended? So we are
insulting him.
Felt bottle. I'm saying that kind of abuse, players get it.
No, England
they live with it. Yeah. But we are saying that players should get that abuse and not behave. What sort of entitlement is that?
Now,
to the extent that we have set the laws and said that, oh, no matter what they say to you, no matter what they do, you just shut up. By what rights? Who do we think we are?
When they go low, you go high.
No, but the fans, who do we think they are? Who do you think you are? So we have set the laws. Those rules.
I think generally
those rules are very absurd.
But generally in every society,
those rules. I don't accept them. Those rules are very absurd. Okay. You cannot tell me that for 90 minutes, each time a player touches a ball, someone is saying this, someone is saying some language, and he should just shut up and not.
Now on
the referee just escalated that situation because there is no way anybody can tell me just by pointing to the name at the back of his jersey he deserves a yellow card. What sort of nonsense is that? What about
that is deep provocation. Actually saying that
that one day, I said it wasn't provocative.
Yes. What about those who hit their chest and say, this stadium, I own it here. This stadium, what kind of nonsense is that? So all the times Cristiano, this stadium, Cristiano, I own Camp, and he was scoring every time at Camp Nou. Barca fans would have been within their rights.
Yellow for it. By pointing to my jersey.
Look, the referee just escalated this because what he did, he legitimized the abuse he was getting.
Now, Jose.
He legitimized Jose Mourinho. Mourinho knows in every stadium, players don't even need to do anything to annoy fans. I've already established that. So when he says it is Vinicius' character and that wherever he goes, he gets it, and that maybe it might be that's the biggest sign of hypocrisy.
He's playing
because
to the gallery.
Not just that.
Because in Spain, they've painted him black a lot.
Look, the hypocrisy
literally
in that, the hypocrisy in that is that if we're talking about the most provocative figure in the entire football history, it's Jose Mourinho.
Factos. Danny said it. Factos.
One day, Jose Mourinho went as far as poking an opponent's coach in the eye. And then called
the coach, not even the coach.
The late Tito Villanova
poked him in the eye.
And then when he finished, he went and called the guy Pito. You know the Spanish for Pito?
Tell us.
I can't say that way.
You can't say that way. But you said it in Spanish, so if you understand Spanish.
He went, just do the Google translation. That is what Mourinho did.
Mourinho, went not even Old Trafford. Mourinho in a pre-match press conference told the opposing coach, who was a 3-time Premier League winner and a legend of the game, that he's a specialist in failure. How can you say that?
It is hypocrisy. Because when you have done that, I expect you to have that presence of mind to understand. Because a lot of the times when Mourinho
when another coach beats him 4-0 and he celebrates, he says he's over-celebrating.
He's over-celebrating.
Conte.
Yeah. Like you, the one is suit you.
Conte can't celebrate in front of him.
Even that, the whole Conte celebration is disrespectful. It was because he was urging the fans.
Yeah.
Chelsea fans should make noise. You be the who? When you have made some of these mistakes, I expect that, assuming without admitting that Vinicius was even provocative, I expect that you, born out of the many mistakes you've made in your lifetime, would relate to that and say, Charlie, in the spur of the moment, when I have done something remarkable, I will celebrate. So I understand the way he he celebrated.
That you should
Or
also
maybe
expect
in the
more
future.
of your players.
Yes.
That they should be able to deal with the provocation in a manner that does
Exactly.
not lead to racial
Look,
slurs.
look.
I agree.
All of this thing. That moment where Otamendi walked up to the referee, and the referee said, because of that, the complaint about Vinicius pointing to, is giving the yellow card. It sort of legitimized every abuse Vinicius was getting in the stadium at that point. And that is my main problem, because Vinicius, he doesn't do anything that we haven't seen before. Someone went around biting players at FIFA, Club World Cup, Premier League games, other competitions, World Cup, different competitions. People did not hold this level of abuse. Vinicius' only crime is that when people insult him, he stands up to them, and then he's black. That is it.
Thank you, Achu. Passionate delivery. Sijo, say I'm far.
Oh, fence. You see.
Arsenal.
But why are you giving it to Sichu?
Oh,
Last week.
last week.
After
No. Wait. After you.
Say I'm far. Where did we hear it? It's not last week. So why are you telling me that?
But it was after you.
No, he came after you.
It was after you.
He came after you.
So let him come after me again.
I'm asked you the Arsenal were popping. They were shaking.
You said it.
I said the Arsenal were shaking. Because Arsenal this season, they've not played well. Oh. They've not really, especially in the last 3 months, they've not been playing well. Now, what makes it worse is that there's no fluidity to their game. So they've had to rely on certain factors to be individual brilliance, own goals. In November, December, they were winning games with a lot of own goals. But I'm afraid for Arsenal. 2 weeks ago, I said that I still thought City were going to drop more points than Arsenal. But now I'm afraid. The reason is Arsenal are showing a little bit of fear when they play these days. And you see, when you are playing against people who know how to do something, because now that Arsenal have given City a window of an opportunity to smell the chance of winning the title, one day problem. City now have got a massive win in their soul. City have got a massive win in their soul. Friends, let me finish the one next one. Don't worry, don't look at the time. I'll finish quick.
Oh yeah.
Look, as City have not got a massive win on their soul, and now, do you know we can even say that it's a City's title to lose?
How?
It's 5 points. City have got a game in hand.
Yes.
If they win that game against Crystal Palace in hand, it's how many points?
2.
City are playing Arsenal at Etihad. Who has the advantage?
City.
If City wins the standing game and wins the game against Arsenal,
1 point ahead.
so as it stands, advantage City. Can we agree? Can we agree?
I agree.
Can you agree in this rectangular room? I agree. Can you agree in this rectangular room?
I agree.
It is.
I agree.
So for me,
Advantage City.
advantage.
So it is City's title to lose.
it is even.
Let's put that on
It's
record.
your title to lose.
It is City's title to
it is
lose. No. What is yours? Well, I mean, you are Arsenal. I say City's. You say can we agree? And I say I agree.
Denying them.
Oh, I'm not.
Yes, it's City's title to lose.
It's City's title to lose.
But do you know what is worse?
Fantastic.
If say City any Arsenal kobo Carabao Cup final na amfa ma Arsenal
Oh,
if City beats Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final, it's done.
that
It is
it.
done.
You have 60 seconds.
It is City's title to lose. It's on record. It's on record. It's on record that it's City's title to lose.
Last week, would you have agreed with
At
that
the end of
statement?
the season, when Odegaard walks into Emirates Stadium and they hand him that Premier League trophy, let no man come and say Arsenal were favourites, because it is City's title to lose.
Arsenal were favourites.
So Arsenal against
Against which odds? Against which odds? You have
It is City's
you
title
have
to
dropped the
lose.
ball for City to
No,
get.
it is City's
Guys, calm
It
down.
is
Let
City's
him
title
finish.
to lose.
Let
Against
him
which
finish.
So, at the end of the
against which
season,
odds?
Sir Amfa,
Against which odds?
I'm far for wine.
Sir Amfa,
For wine.
if City doesn't win this title, okay, yeah.
You can't switch this up. The only person I'm far more with Arsenal. Anyway, it's 3 o'clock. That's how we bring an end to a game plan here on 99.7 Joy FM, also in Hits 102.9 FM. My name is Fento Tahiru Fento. Thank you to my guests, Sichover Philip Ashim, Daniel Cranston, Victor Achitamaklo, Muftar Nabila Abdulai. Show probably brought to you by We're back again next Friday with another episode. Until then, do take care of yourself. Up next, of course, is BBC World Service, and after that, Lexus.